Question 1. According to the California Plumbing Code, CPC, what is the minimum required slope for horizontal drainage piping that is 2.5 inches in diameter or smaller? A. 1/16 inch per foot. B. 1/8 inch per foot. C. 1/4 inch per foot. D. 1/2 inch per foot. Answer: C. 1/4 inch per foot. The California Plumbing Code, CPC, specifies minimum slopes for horizontal drainage piping to ensure proper drainage and prevent clogging. For pipes 2.5 inches in diameter or smaller, a minimum slope of 1/4 inch per foot is required to facilitate the gravity flow of waste materials and liquids. This ensures that solid waste is carried away effectively, preventing accumulation and potential blockages within the system. Properly sloping drain lines is crucial for a functional and sanitary plumbing system. Question 2. Which of the following is the primary purpose of a backflow prevention device in a water supply system? A. To increase water pressure to fixtures. B. To prevent contaminated water from re-entering the public water supply. C. To reduce water usage and conserve resources. D. To filter sediment and impurities from the water. Answer: B. To prevent contaminated water from re-entering the public water supply. The primary purpose of a backflow prevention device is to protect the potable, drinkable, water supply from contamination. These devices stop water from flowing backward from a building's plumbing system into the municipal water main, which could occur due to pressure drops or cross-connections. For example, if a garden hose is left submerged in a bucket of dirty water, a backflow preventer would stop that dirty water from being siphoned back into the clean water supply. Protecting the public water system from potential health hazards is paramount, and backflow prevention is a critical component of water safety. Question 3. What is the minimum clear access opening size required for an attic containing a water heater according to the California Plumbing Code? A. 20 inches by 30 inches. B. 22 inches by 30 inches. C. 24 inches by 24 inches. D. 30 inches by 30 inches. Answer: B. 22 inches by 30 inches. The California Plumbing Code mandates specific access requirements for appliances like water heaters installed in attics to ensure they can be safely serviced or replaced. A clear access opening of at least 22 inches by 30 inches is required to allow a person and necessary tools to enter and exit the space. This regulation is crucial for worker safety and accessibility during maintenance or emergency repairs, preventing plumbers from having to squeeze into confined spaces. Always verify access dimensions before installing an appliance in a restricted area. Question 4. What is the primary advantage of using PX tubing over copper for residential hot and cold water distribution systems? A. Higher resistance to extreme temperatures. B. Greater rigidity, making it easier to install straight runs. C. Flexibility and lower cost of materials and installation. D. Superior aesthetic appeal when exposed. Answer: C. Flexibility and lower cost of materials and installation. PX, cross-linked polyethylene, tubing has gained popularity in residential plumbing due to its flexibility and economic advantages. Unlike rigid copper piping, PX can be snaked through walls and around corners, significantly reducing the need for fittings and labor time during installation. Its lower material cost and faster installation translate into overall project savings, making it a common choice for modern water supply systems. Remember that PX is ideal for its ease of use and cost-effectiveness in a wide range of applications. Question 5. Under what circumstances is a California C-36 plumbing contractor required to provide workers' compensation insurance? A. Only if the contractor has more than 10 employees. B. Only if the contractor performs high-risk plumbing work. C. If the contractor has any employees, even part-time. D. Workers' compensation insurance is optional for C-36 contractors. Answer: C. If the contractor has any employees, even part-time. In California, any licensed contractor who employs even one person, whether full-time, part-time, or temporarily, must carry workers' compensation insurance. This insurance covers medical care and lost wages for employees injured on the job, protecting both the worker and the employer from financial burden. Failing to carry workers' compensation insurance when required is a serious violation that can lead to license suspension or revocation and significant penalties. Always prioritize compliance with labor laws to protect your business and your team. Question 6. What is the purpose of a trap seal primer in a drainage system? A. To increase the flow rate of wastewater. B. To prevent sewer gases from entering a building through a floor drain. C. To reduce water hammer in supply lines. D. To provide an additional vent for the drainage system. Answer: B. To prevent sewer gases from entering a building through a floor drain. A trap seal primer is a device designed to maintain the water level in a floor drain trap, which forms a barrier against unpleasant and hazardous sewer gases. When a floor drain is used infrequently, the water in its trap can evaporate, allowing gases to enter the occupied space. The primer automatically adds a small amount of water to the trap to keep it filled, ensuring the gas seal remains effective. This is especially important for rarely used fixtures like utility room drains or floor drains in basements. Question 7. What is the minimum required distance between the bottom of a water heater relief valve discharge pipe and the floor or indirect waste receptor? A. 2 inches. B. 4 inches. C. 6 inches. D. 12 inches. Answer: C. 6 inches. The California Plumbing Code requires that the discharge pipe from a water heater's temperature and pressure relief (TNP) valve terminate between 6 inches and 12 inches above the floor or indirect waste receptor. This specific air gap prevents potential back-siphonage of contaminated water into the potable water supply, which could occur if the pipe were submerged. Ensuring this proper air gap is a critical safety measure, allowing for visual inspection of discharge and preventing cross-contamination risks. Question 8. What type of piping material is generally prohibited for use in potable water supply systems within a building under the California Plumbing Code? A. Copper. B. Galvanized steel. C. PVC, polyvinyl chloride. D. PX. Answer: C. PVC, polyvinyl chloride. While PVC, polyvinyl chloride, pipe is commonly used for drain, waste, and vent (DWV) systems and irrigation, it is generally prohibited for interior potable, drinkable, water supply systems in buildings under the California Plumbing Code. This is primarily due to concerns about its rigidity, potential for brittle failure under pressure, and performance under hot water temperatures, although some specific types of CPVC are approved. Always ensure you use approved materials like copper or PX for all interior domestic water lines to comply with code and ensure safety. Question 9. Before starting a plumbing project, what is the initial step a C-36 contractor should typically take regarding permits? A. Purchase all necessary materials. B. Schedule the final inspection. C. Obtain the required permits from the local building department. D. Hire all necessary subcontractors. Answer: C. Obtain the required permits from the local building department. Obtaining the necessary permits from the local building department is always the crucial first step before beginning any significant plumbing project. Permits ensure that the proposed work complies with local building codes, safety standards, and zoning regulations, protecting both the homeowner and the contractor. Starting work without a permit can lead to fines, stop work orders, and difficulties with inspections and future property sales, so always secure your permits first. Question 10. What is the typical maximum developed length for a trap arm for a water closet, toilet, according to the California Plumbing Code? A. 2 feet. B. 4 feet. C. 6 feet. D. 8 feet. Answer: C. 6 feet. The California Plumbing Code specifies maximum developed lengths for trap arms, which are the pipes connecting a fixture's trap to the vent system. For a water closet, the trap arm typically has a maximum developed length of 6 feet, provided it maintains adequate slope. This limit ensures that the fixture's trap receives proper air circulation from the vent, preventing siphonage of the trap seal, which would allow sewer gases into the building. Proper trap arm length is vital for maintaining a functional and odor-free drainage system. Question 11. Which method is commonly used to join cast iron soil pipe in older drainage systems? A. Solvent cement. B. Compression fittings. C. Hub and spigot with lead and oakum or compression gaskets. D. Heat fusion. Answer: C. Hub and spigot with lead and oakum or compression gaskets. In older drainage systems, cast iron soil pipe was traditionally joined using a hub and spigot connection, where molten lead was poured over packed oakum, hemp fiber, to create a watertight seal. Modern cast iron installations often use no-hub couplings or rubber compression gaskets within hubbed fittings for easier and more reliable connections. Understanding these traditional methods is crucial for working on existing systems, as you'll often encounter them during renovations or repairs. Question 12. When installing a gas water heater in a garage, what is the minimum height the ignition source, example pilot light, must be elevated above the garage floor? A. 6 inches. B. 12 inches. C. 18 inches. D. 24 inches. Answer: C. 18 inches. The Uniform Plumbing Code, UPC, and other building codes require that the ignition source of a gas water heater installed in a garage be elevated at least 18 inches above the garage floor. This regulation is a safety measure to prevent the ignition of flammable vapors, such as gasoline fumes, which are heavier than air and tend to accumulate near the floor. By elevating the pilot light or burner, the risk of explosion or fire is significantly reduced. Always adhere to these critical safety clearances for gas appliance installations. Question 13. What is the maximum height a vent pipe can extend above the highest flood level rim of the fixture it serves before connecting to a stack vent or vent header? A. 6 inches. B. 12 inches. C. 24 inches. D. This distance is not specified by code. Answer: C. 24 inches. The California Plumbing Code, CPC, limits the vertical distance a vent pipe can extend above the highest flood level rim of the fixture it serves to 24 inches before connecting to a branch vent or stack vent. This specific height helps ensure that the vent pipe remains effective in preventing siphonage or back pressure in the trap, while also preventing excessive condensation from blocking the vent. Maintaining proper vent geometry is crucial for the efficient and sanitary operation of the entire drainage system. Question 14. What is the primary reason for cross-connecting two different potable water supply systems without proper backflow prevention? A. It simplifies the plumbing layout. B. It increases water pressure in both systems. C. It can lead to contamination of one or both water supplies. D. It provides a redundant water source. Answer: C. It can lead to contamination of one or both water supplies. A cross-connection occurs when a potable water supply system is directly or indirectly connected to a non-potable source or another potable system without adequate protection. The primary danger of such a connection is the potential for contaminated or polluted water to flow into the clean drinking water supply, posing serious health risks. For example, if a well system with a chemical injector is connected to a municipal water line without a backflow preventer, the chemicals could be drawn into the city's supply. Always ensure proper separation or approved backflow prevention for any cross-connection. Question 15. A California C-36 contractor's license typically allows plumbing work on projects valued above what specific monetary threshold without additional permits or licenses? A. $100. B. $500. C. $1,000. D. There is no specific threshold. A license is always required for work performed as a contractor. Answer: D. There is no specific threshold. A license is always required for work performed as a contractor. A California C-36 plumbing contractor's license authorizes the holder to bid on and perform plumbing work of any value, provided they comply with all applicable permitting and regulatory requirements. There is no specific monetary threshold above which a license becomes required. If you are contracting plumbing services for others, you must be licensed, regardless of the job's size or cost. This ensures that all contracted plumbing work is performed by qualified individuals, protecting public safety and consumers. Question 16. What is the typical minimum vertical distance required between the developed floor and the bottom of a gas line support clamp when running gas piping horizontally? A. 1 inch. B. 2 inches. C. 6 inches. D. 12 inches. Answer: C. 6 inches. When running gas piping horizontally along walls or ceilings, it is common practice and often code mandated to maintain a minimum clearance of at least 6 inches from the floor or grade below. This clearance helps prevent the gas line from being accidentally damaged by foot traffic, equipment, or cleaning activities. Maintaining proper separation and support for gas lines is crucial for safety and preventing leaks or structural stress. Question 17. What is the purpose of a cleanout in a drainage system? A. To release air from the system. B. To allow for flushing the pipes with chemicals. C. To provide access for clearing blockages and inspecting the drainage system. D. To separate solid waste from liquid waste. Answer: C. To provide access for clearing blockages and inspecting the drainage system. Cleanouts are essential access points strategically placed in a drainage system to allow plumbers to insert augers, cameras, or other tools to clear blockages and perform inspections. They are typically located at the base of stacks, at changes in direction, and at specified intervals along long horizontal runs. Without adequate cleanouts, clearing a clog would often require breaking into the pipe itself, leading to costly and destructive repairs. Always ensure cleanouts are properly installed and accessible for future maintenance. Question 18. What is the minimum size of a vent pipe that can be used for a 4-inch diameter building drain or building sewer? A. 1 to 1/4 inch. B. 1.5 inch. C. 2 inches. D. 3 inches. Answer: C. 2 inches. The California Plumbing Code, CPC, specifies minimum vent pipe sizes based on the size of the drainage pipe they serve. For a 4-inch diameter building drain or building sewer, the minimum required size for the main vent or stack vent is 2 inches. Proper sizing of vent pipes is critical to ensure adequate airflow, preventing siphonage or backpressure in the traps and allowing the efficient flow of wastewater. Incorrect vent sizing can lead to persistent plumbing issues, such as gurgling drains or slow drainage. Question 19. According to California law, what is the maximum down payment a contractor can request or receive for a home improvement project? A. 10% of the contract price or $1,000, whichever is less. B. 10% of the contract price or $5,000, whichever is less. C. 25% of the contract price or $2,500, whichever is less. D. 50% of the contract price with no monetary limit. Answer: A. 10% of the contract price or $1,000, whichever is less. California law imposes strict limits on the down payment a contractor can request or receive for a home improvement project to protect consumers. The maximum down payment is 10% of the contract price or $1,000, whichever amount is less. This regulation prevents contractors from collecting large sums of money up front without performing work, safeguarding homeowners from potential fraud or abandonment. Always adhere to these financial regulations to maintain your license and build trust with clients. Question 20. What is the purpose of a water hammer arrestor in a plumbing system? A. To increase water flow and pressure. B. To prevent the banging noise caused by sudden changes in water flow. C. To filter sediment from the water supply. D. To detect leaks in the plumbing system. Answer: B. To prevent the banging noise caused by sudden changes in water flow. A water hammer arrestor is a device installed in a plumbing system to absorb the shock created by sudden changes in water pressure, which manifests as a loud banging or thumping noise. This phenomenon, known as water hammer, occurs when a quickly closing valve, like a washing machine valve or a single lever faucet, causes the moving water to stop abruptly, creating a pressure wave. Arrestors use an air cushion or a piston to absorb this energy, preventing pipe damage and annoying noises. Installing arrestors where quick closing valves are present is a common solution to this issue. Question 21. Which type of plumbing diagram shows the physical layout of piping and fixtures as they would appear in a building, including dimensions and spatial relationships? A. Isometric drawing. B. Riser diagram. C. Flowchart diagram. D. Schematic diagram. Answer: A. Isometric drawing. An isometric drawing in plumbing provides a three-dimensional representation of the piping system, showing its layout, dimensions, and the spatial relationships between pipes and fixtures. Unlike a flat two-dimensional plan, an isometric drawing offers a perspective view that helps plumbers visualize the actual installation paths and clearances required in a building. This type of drawing is invaluable for planning complex plumbing systems and ensuring efficient use of space during installation. Question 22. What material is commonly used for vent piping that extends through the roof and is exposed to outdoor elements? A. ABS, acrylonitrile butadiene styrene. B. PVC, polyvinyl chloride. C. Cast iron. D. All of the above are commonly used and approved. Answer: D. All of the above are commonly used and approved. ABS, PVC, and cast iron are all commonly approved and used for vent piping extending through the roof, as they are durable and resistant to outdoor weather conditions. ABS and PVC are popular due to their lower cost and ease of installation, while cast iron offers superior sound dampening and fire resistance. The specific choice often depends on local code preferences, project budget, and desired performance characteristics. Always ensure the chosen material meets local code requirements for exposed outdoor use. Question 23. What is the purpose of the uniform color coding for gas piping within a building? A. To indicate the pressure of the gas within the pipe. B. To differentiate between different types of gas. C. To identify the purpose or contents of the pipe quickly for safety. D. To match the interior decor of the building. Answer: C. To identify the purpose or contents of the pipe quickly for safety. While there isn't a single universal color code for all gas piping across the entire industry, the California Plumbing Code, CPC, and industry standards promote clear identification of gas lines for safety. Often, yellow is associated with gas lines. The overarching purpose of any uniform color coding or labeling system is to quickly identify the contents of a pipe, especially critical for hazardous materials like natural gas or propane, to prevent accidents during maintenance or emergencies. For example, knowing a line is gas versus water is vital before cutting into it. Question 24. Which of the following is a key requirement for trenches that are 5 feet or deeper, according to Cal/OSHA regulations? A. They must be left open for at least 24 hours before backfilling. B. They require shoring, sloping, or shielding to prevent collapse. C. They must be filled with water for stability. D. They only require warning signs around the perimeter. Answer: B. They require shoring, sloping, or shielding to prevent collapse. According to Cal/OSHA regulations, any trench excavation 5 feet or deeper requires a protective system, such as shoring, sloping, or shielding, to prevent cave-ins. This is a critical safety measure because trench collapses are extremely dangerous and can be fatal. Contractors are legally responsible for ensuring the safety of workers in excavations by implementing appropriate protective systems. Always prioritize worker safety and ensure compliance with all trenching and excavation standards. Question 25. What does the term fixture unit represent in plumbing system design? A. The physical size of a plumbing fixture. B. The estimated flow rate or discharge capacity of a plumbing fixture. C. The number of gallons per minute a fixture uses. D. The cost of installing a plumbing fixture. Answer: B. The estimated flow rate or discharge capacity of a plumbing fixture. A fixture unit is a numerical value assigned to a plumbing fixture, like a toilet, sink, or shower, that represents its estimated load-producing effect on the plumbing drainage and water supply systems. This standardized value helps plumbers and engineers size pipes correctly to ensure adequate flow and prevent overloading or inefficient drainage. For example, a toilet typically has a higher fixture unit value than a lavatory sink because it discharges more wastewater at once, requiring larger drainage pipe sizing. Understanding fixture units is fundamental to designing a functional and code-compliant plumbing system.